Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. This is Silver Class, the start of Season 11, the very first round of Season 11 in Trinity Competitive Racing, and boy does it feel good to say that and be back. It feels like we've had a really long time between the end of Season 10 and the start of Season 11, but we are finally here. And we are at the Bahrain Grand Prix, the Sakir International Circuit, to kick things off in the new season. My name is Chatty Duck, and I'll be your lead commentator for tonight's race. And joining me once again is my colleague and also my teammate this season in Platinum Class. It's 007 Professional. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm super excited to be back. It's been quite the off season. It's felt like a real Formula One off season. About 3 months since our last race in Season 10 at Mexico. We've got a lot of new drivers out on track, about to set their first quality laps in the silver class. We have a lot of new or returning drivers from last season. But like you said, boy, does it feel good to be back. And I'm excited to be in the box again with you, Chatty, and also be your teammate this season in Platinum.
Yeah, very excited to get that underway on Thursday night, but for now we are in qualifying for this first round in Silver Class, and already I've just seen, from my perspective, Kono in the Mercedes was blocked a bit on his first flying lap by one of the Haas drivers. I'm not sure which one it was, but a bit of controversy even in the early minutes of qualifying here in this first round. But it's a short qualifying session, so 18 minutes of qualifying in total. We've started about 3 minutes into the session, and now we're at just under 13 minutes to go, and then we'll follow that up with a 50% Grand Prix distance, which will be 29 laps around this Bahrain circuit.
Yeah, sure to be quite a long race for some of these drivers. 50% is not the typical race distance you would do open lobbies and stuff on. I think Kano was actually blocked by the Wienerback, because the Wienerback is just now in the front straight about to start his flying lap. So hopefully there's no drama there. But it's we're not even to the first lap yet, and already a bit of drama. A lot of cars out on track right now, each trying to just get their first flying laps in. Granty Boy, though, and the other Haas is in P1 at the moment with a 25.2. Already kind of showing that, even though he's a new kid on the block in Silver Class, he has the speed and he has the pace to be at the front. So we'll look to him. And P2 right now, Breezy, who is actually a reserve tonight. So him up in P2 showing maybe he deserves that, one of the full-time seats in Silver Class. And then we have, oh my gosh, the Wienerback almost collided with a spun around Mercedes. And I want to say that was also Kano. So those two or actually I think that was Nip Steven who spun around. But already there's some interesting things going out on track. The Renault boys, though, P3 and P4, Bamboo, who was our Season 10 Silver Class champion from last season, P3 right now at the 25.9, and then his teammate Kruner, the 26.3. So those Renault boys, both French, seem to already be on the pace, so look to them for a Constructors' title fight this season.
I was looking on the full track map then when you said about the issues that surrounding Kono, and there was just so many cars around about turn 8 there. Looked like if anybody was on a flying lap, they would have really had some issues there with traffic. But it looks to me like a lot of the drivers have finished off their first run here in qualifying. Just trying to see if there's any drivers left who are still on a flying lap. Just riding on board with Nico John, but he is pitting as well. So we've got 16 drivers so far who have set a lap time. The only drivers not to are Nip Steven, returning driver from Season 10 in Silver Class, D-Swish, Blim Machine, and Turkey Whacker.
Yeah, I wonder if they just had their laps kind of interrupted by maybe, some of the bottlenecks that we saw in Sector 2. So a lot of these drivers are going to try to learn, kind of each other's driving, just they're driving in general, trying to learn the traffic. 20 cars around Bahrain is not the longest track on the F1 calendar, so trying to find space to, set a good flying lap is going to be a little difficult. So the drivers they need to get out a little bit earlier, not wait till the very last minute, because we might see what happened at, F1 Monza, where everybody just backs up and then, half the grid doesn't get a chance to set a quality time. So if it was me, I think I would probably go out as soon as I can now, get some clean track and fresh air, and non-interrupted, to where you don't have to deal with the traffic. Because going past traffic at a billion miles an hour in these cars can be quite distracting, especially when you're quite on the limit with these cars.
Absolutely. And one thing that's just worth pointing out about this season is that we're going to be having a 12 race schedule for season 11 in TCR. We had 16 rounds in the last season, season 10, so it's a shorter season than we're used to seeing. And I'm just wondering, Professional, if you think that that will potentially change the mindset of these drivers, because every point has just become immediately that much more valuable by having fewer races in the season. So do you think that will change anything for the drivers coming into these races?
For sure, absolutely. I think drivers will be more aggressive early on in the first race. They're not going to be as patient because there's just less races. There's less time to really claw back some points if you have a bad race. So I think if you're going to be fighting for the championship and fighting for the top 5, really need to be consistent this season, at least for the first few rounds. Get yourself up there in the points, and then after that, then you can maybe breathe a little bit. But I think everybody's going to really be gunning for a good result tonight, jockeying for position on track. And luckily tonight we're going to have a really good show. I think Bahrain always gives a great show. There's lots of close battling. Last season I think we saw P1 and P2 at the finish line only separated by a few tenths because of strategy. I think we had 1 or 2 safety cars. So, I think drivers are going to really have to be on their A game tonight. Nail the setups, nail the quali laps, and then at the start of the race, turn 1, that's going to make it or break it for some of our drivers. I know we had an incident last season into turn 1, kind of ruined some drivers' races. So I'm hoping tonight everybody keeps their head, and we have a really good show.
Absolutely, we all hope for that. Certainly at the start of the season, it's kind of a chance for TCR to showcase what it's all about as a league, and therefore we want to see fast drivers and drivers who are respectful and clean out on track. And we know that for most of the drivers here, they've been in TCR before and proven themselves to be very clean and quick racers. But we do have a few new faces this season in silver class as well. I'm just looking through the list of names here. One name that jumps out at me, and is a name that I am familiar with and have raced against before, is Granty Boy 93, who is going to be driving the Haas car this season. Like I said, I know from experience that he's a very quick driver, and he's proving that to be the case here. During qualifying so far, he's currently on pole position by 0.4 of a second from X Breezy, so he's certainly one name I will be looking out for. And
Absolutely.
Just quickly, one more name to note is Broomhandle, who has definitely commentated in TCR before and now is taking a racing seat for season 11, and he's in the McLaren.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm excited to see Broomhandle. He's commentated before. I think I've done 1 or 2 comms with him, and a really good guy, so I'm really excited to see him on the track. D-Swish, I just rode on board with him, and he slowed down massively before the finish line, so he put himself in P15. I wonder if he did that on purpose, because he doesn't want to be inside the top 10. We were talking about strategy a little earlier, and so he might think, if I start outside the top 10, which is a little dangerous into turn 1, but that opens up a really good tire strategy, the opposite strategy compared to the top 10. So he might be, already playing his cards quite well here in the first round. And then another person I wanted to kind of look at was X Breezy. Again, I think I mentioned him earlier, but he's one of the reserve drivers tonight, and he's still up in P3. So that guy has some pace, and I'm curious to see how he does during the race. If he can hold on to maybe a top 5, and then show us that he deserves one of the full-time seats. If he can race full-time, that'd be awesome to have him in the league as well. Tafour, just one last thing. He crashed out, I think, in Sector 3, so he will not be setting a qualifying time. So he'll be starting down in P19, probably P20, because Nip Steven is on a flyer at the moment. And so we'll see how he does. And that's all I got to report for now.
I'm just on board with Fire Up Flow at the moment in the AlphaTauri. He's just setting a flying lap at the moment. Just a quick note for everyone watching as well. Professional and myself, we did commentate quite often together in Season 10, and we're used to seeing some of these drivers driving a particular car, so it might take us a bit of time, to get used to seeing them in a different car with a different livery. So in the early stages of the season, we might make some mistakes on that front, so apologies in advance. But yeah, we'll just have to see how we go and live with any mistakes that we make, as Fire Up Flow loses it coming out of the final turn. And I don't know if he's got any wing damage from that, but he did hit the wall pretty hard.
Careful. Nip Stevens rounding the last corner. Nip Stevens on a flyer, so we'll see where he goes. Never mind. Oh, wait, where's he go? P12. But he's on the medium tire, though, so that's... If he can stay like P11, P12 on the medium tire, that's... yeah, that's good. I guess he'll, start on new mediums or maybe fresh softs or something. But, again, opens up that alternate strategy. Fire Up Flow, yeah, he spun around the final turn. That reminded me of Alex Albon, I think, in the Red Bull this past season, where he just lost it on the exit on that curb and just completely destroyed his car into the barrier. So Fire Up Flow having some struggles finding the traction in his AlphaTauri.
Yeah, that was the Bahrain Grand Prix as opposed to the Sakir race, I think, when Albon.
Yeah, it was the first iteration of that, I think.
Yeah. Just seeing Forza Juve in the Ferrari crossing the line and putting himself up into P8. And also, while we've been talking, X-Breezy has now taken provisional pole with a 125.120. So he's currently on pole by 1/10 of a second from Granty Boy, as we have just dipped under 3 minutes remaining in this only qualifying session for the Silver Class Bahrain Grand Prix tonight. Just want to mention quickly before we get to the business end of qualifying here, TCR is proud to announce that we have just partnered with Sticky Fingers Canada to provide the league with a line of merchandise and apparel. And we're kicking things off with a line of stickers, and there are multiple options available for purchase on the TCR website at the moment. And viewers tonight could also win a Season 11 sticker sheet this week in our season opener giveaway. And in order to qualify for that, make sure that you are subscribed to the TCR YouTube channel, and also hit the like button on this video. Share the video on any of your social media, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things, and tag TCR on those platforms. And then if you could also leave us a comment in the chat or in the comment section to let us know that you have completed those steps. We will be giving away one sticker sheet for each class stream this week, and the 3 winners will be drawn and announced on Friday on our social media pages. So just a little incentive for you guys watching to get a bit more involved with the league and follow those steps, and you could get a nice free sticker sheet out of it. So there you go.
There you go. Love it. I'm on board with Gottany Weave in the AlphaTauri, and currently in P7. He's on a pretty good flyer, hitting all of his apexes. I'm also reading the chat here on the live video, and what's up, Same TJ? Good to see you in the chat, so keep the comments coming. And looks like we got some support for X-Breezy and Granty Boy. So the 2 reserves, I think, or sorry, 1 reserve, and then Granty Boy getting a lot of support in the chat. That's awesome. We currently have 19 viewers, so love it. Keep the comments coming. And Gottany Weave currently still in P7. So I think he improved on his time, but not enough to promote himself up into the top 5. So we'll see what the rest of the grid can do, but it looks like the top 2 are in a league of their own. I mean, 25, low 25s, and then from Bamboo on down, mid 25s, and then down into the 26s, and then in the lower part of the 27s for the back half of the grid. Blend Machine, though, who was our runner-up, Silver Class from Season 9, only down in P16. He did have a rough season in Season 10, so he'll be looking to redeem himself tonight and in this 12-race season, so we'll be looking for him. He's in the Red Bull. I'm not used to seeing him in the Red Bull, so yeah, pardon us if we, again, miscall anybody in the wrong car. But yeah, qualifying is over. Every driver's on their flying lap, about to cross the line, so we'll see just a jockeying of position here shortly.
So I don't know if this is a glitch with the timing screen, but I'm just on board with Granty Boy, and he crossed the line after the timer went down to 0 on my screen, as there's the wiener back. He is
That was his
out.
teammate, actually.
Yeah, the teammate of Granty Boy in the second Haas car, and he has had a big off on the straight there after turn 3, so he will be starting no higher than 19th on the grid. I missed Granty Boy's first sector time there, actually.
He's up by 43 hundredths, so he's on a good one. If he can hold it through Sector 2 and Sector 3, he might be able to pip X Breezy.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see now. He's just gone through turns 8, 9, and 10, and is in the second DRS straight.
Track. Look at that.
Getting right out over the curbs, and coming up to the second sector marker point, so we'll see what his time is like. He's up by 3 tenths.
Up by 3 tenths. Oh, this could be a 24.
Yeah, he's only got the last corner to go. He's got a racing point.
Moves over. I think that was 1, actually. Good for 1.
So here we go. Granty Boy coming up to the line. What is the time going to be? It is a 124.925.
X Breezy is up by 75 hundredths of a second. I don't think it's going to be enough, but if he gets a really, really good exit, he could actually retake pole.
Oh.
And he doesn't do it, just barely, just under a 10. The Granty Boy pulls it out of the bag at the final stage of qualifying to take provisional pole, and I think Kano is still on a lap.
No, Kano's
backed out of it.
Yeah, Rockstar's backed out as well. Gaston, is he still going? No, he's pulled into the pits. So, we have our grid for the first round of Season 11 in Silver Class, and wow, first running of Silver Class, and already a fantastic qualifying session. Grunty Boy and Breezy, as you said, kind of in a league of their own up at the front, 5 tenths clear of Broomhandle in third, so good to see Broomhandle getting a good time and a good qualifying position. And the defending champion of Silver Class, Bamboo, in P4, and one of his rivals from last season, Nip Steven, he'll be starting in P5 alongside his teammate Kono. And then it's Crooner in the second Renault car in P7, Fire Up Flow in P8, and I think I saw Blin Machine in P9 as well.
Wow. What a quali. That was a good quali for the first session of the season with everybody. And time seemed to be quite close.
Yeah, and look how close it was
from Granty.
It was super close between Granty and Breezy in the end. Less than a tenth of a second. Breezy so close to getting into the 24s as well. That would have been great to see 2 drivers going into the 124s straight away. But
I'm looking at a deep swish in P17. He qualified on the medium tire. I don't know what his strategy in qualifying was, but he might have an ace up his sleeve for the race. I'll be keeping an eye on D swish.
Yep, and we mentioned Nip Steven before. He was sitting in 12th for a while on a time on the mediums, but he has since then. Well, he decided then to set a lap time on the soft tyres, which bumped him up into the top 5. So he'll be able to start much higher up the grid order than he would have done otherwise. And now we just wait for the drivers to fine-tune their setups for the race, and also decide on a tyre strategy and a fuel strategy for this 29-lap Grand Prix in the desert in Bahrain. So surprise, surprise, doesn't look like there's any rain on the horizon for this Grand Prix. I was saying to Professional before we started the stream, I've never seen it rain here in a race on this game, but you never know. Maybe someday it will happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to tonight.
Yeah, it seems like the session is starting rather quickly. Not sure if a driver accidentally pressed ready up before, so we want to always give drivers that chance to do fuel and all that. Drivers are on their formation lap right now, trying to get heat in the tires and all that. So going into turn 1, Chatty, what would be like your strategy? Like, where would you place your car, and what would you do, mindset-wise into turn 1? Would you be aggressive, or would you back off and risk losing a position or two just to make it through turn 1, 2, and 3 cleanly?
I would think, just given my knowledge of what happened last year in Silver Class on the first lap where there was a big accident, I would kind of want to play it semi-cautious. Certainly not try and dive bomb and gain positions that way, but just try and keep it out of trouble, because the other aspect as well is that if you can stay out of trouble whilst other drivers in front of you are having issues, then you could gain a few positions that way as well. So I would certainly want to be taking a slightly more cautious approach, because you cannot win the Grand Prix on lap 1, turn 1, but you can certainly lose it.
You can certainly lose it, absolutely.
If you lose a wing or anything like that. So yeah, and certainly for the guys up at the front, we were saying before about they have to be aggressive because there's fewer races this season, but at the same time you do have to be cautious as well, I think, because if you do retire from a race, you've lost quite a major chunk of points in terms of the total that's available this season is going to be less because there's less races. So yeah, it's an interesting balance that these drivers are going to have to play.
Absolutely. And then even looking at P12 down to P19, I mean, we have Rockstar starting on the hard tire, so he's going to have to be smart about that. He's not going to have the pace maybe around, compared to the people around him. But Turkey Whacker on down to the Wienerback, starting on the medium tire, that's a prime strategy. So the guys in the top 10 starting on the soft tire, they're really going to have to manage their temps, their tire temperatures, not scrub the tires too much, and possibly even pull an undercut just to protect themselves from those medium tire runners at the start of the Grand Prix. But as the drivers are lining up on the grid, I can feel the excitement. I can feel the tension between the drivers. So here we go. At the start of season 11, I'm ready. Chatty, let's do it.
Let's go. We have 5 lights on, but I can't see the revs building. So we once again have the start glitch where the lights go out way before it's time for the drivers.
Oh, wait, never mind.
But the revs are building up now, and we're underway in Season 11 in Silver Class at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it looks like Breezy's got a pretty good start alongside Granty Boy and Nip Steven with a superb start as well. Up to third, Breezy briefly takes the lead, but Granty Boy fights back and regains the lead of the Grand Prix, but a fantastic start for Nip Steven in third place.
There's a Ferrari round. Forza's around at turn 3, and El Capitan just gets forced off the track a little bit by D-Swish, but all pretty much clean throughout. So quite proud of the guys here in turn 1, 2, and 3.
Not a good start for the defending champion Bamboo. He has dropped down to P6. Who's that? Breezy! Breezy in the wall! And he's lost part of his front wing. I think that was on the exit there of turns 6 and 7, the chicane. And that has dropped him way down to the back of
That is not what he needed at the start of this Grand Prix.
No, definitely wasn't. And it's given Granty Boy a bit of a relief from the early pressure that Breezy was putting him under. And it's allowed Nip Steven to gain another position.
Crooner sent it down the inside of Turkey Whacker and really lost out. Crooner has spun himself. Really his own fault by just being way too aggressive on Turkey Whacker into... gosh, I don't even know what turn, but the one after the back straight with the DRS, and then it gets forced off the track by a racing point, which is to 4. So Crooner really getting shoved around on this first lap. I don't think any wing damage, but he's really lost out down in P16 already.
Yeah, he's dropped back 9 positions, and also Forza, with his problems at the start, he's dropped way down the order, and Breezy, of course, the really big loser in all of this. He started second, was leading the Grand Prix for a short moment, and now is right at the back of the grid and making a pit stop to change his wing. Oh, he's retired from the session, so he's really not happy about what happened there. Yeah,
that's a real shame, because he had so much potential to pull out a good result tonight on his first showing here in TCR, and the Williams of Rockstar got really loose at the exit of turn 4. I thought he was going to lose it for a second, but he did a massive job to save that. He's on the hard tire, so Might explain why his rear end is a bit happy at the moment.
Yeah, he was side by side with Turkey Whacker going into turn 4, and then just lost it on the exit, which has dropped him back. But there's a bit of a train of cars here formed up behind Turkey Whacker in the McLaren. I can certainly see Juan, Rockstar, D-Swish, Nico John, El Capitan, Crooner. They're all lining up behind Turkey Whacker, trying to get themselves into the points at this early stage. He's already dropped back to 3 seconds behind Fire Up Flow in 8th place, and we're only on lap 2.
It's the Turkey train.
The Turkey train, right.
I mean, he's gained 4 positions. Juan has gained 6 positions, so he's one of the big winners off the start. And Crooner, like I mentioned before, he's lost 8 positions, so he definitely got bullied around this first lap. He's going to have his work cut out, but yeah, behind the Turkey train. So we'll see how he uses his DRS to get past some of the guys in front. Nico John has got a really good run on El Capitan, the Ferrari, down the front straight. Let's see if he sends it around the outside. Really late braking. See if he can hold it. And looks like he just outbroke himself and is about to lose a position to the Renault of Crooner, so Crooner taking full advantage of that. And Nico just, that wasn't, I don't think, planned very well. And now about to lose another position to the Alfa Romeo of D. Gaston, who sends it down the inside of turn 4. And they're going to go side by side into turn 5 and 6. So a lot of really good battling already. The Alfa Romeo almost loses it. I thought he was going to go straight into the Williams of Nico.
D-Swish got past Rockstar as well a moment ago. That was a move for P11, and Rockstar into the back of the Red Bull, and he's definitely lost an end plate there.
Yeah, I saw a wing just go flying, and he's going to take no prisoners and just try and
and contact.
And then just spins himself.
Oh, and then he's taken the front wing of Crooner as well. So a few drivers in the wars here. Rockstar, well, he's definitely going to have to pit. I wonder if that damage to Crooner will also... Yeah, that's going to be slowing him down majorly. I think I just saw some more end plates flying there. I don't know whose that was, but yeah, quite a few incidents here, and
I think we might be seeing some pit stops just to get a wing change. It's already lap 4, so those soft tires like Crooner, yeah, he's diving into the pits. I think that's the smartest idea for him. He won't lose too much time, but definitely not ideal.
Bamboo has just made a move on Kono at the end of the DRS straight at turn 1. So Bamboo moving up into 3rd place, and then Kono runs wide out of the exit of turn 4. So I don't know what the problem was there. But Granty Boy has a 3.8 second lead. Also, where is Nip Steven? What happened to Nip Steven? He's down in 8th place.
P8, and he's 3 seconds behind Fire Up, so it must have gone off the track or something. I'm not sure if he has wing damage. The gap seems to be coming down, but he is the last of the soft tire runners who has not really had any incidents. So he might want to pit a little early and maybe get on the medium tire and get himself out of traffic, or get himself on some fresh tires and catch up delta-wise to the guys in front of him at the moment.
Yeah, guys, we do our best here to try and capture everything that goes on, but once in a while we are going to miss things, especially, when there's multiple incidents and battles going on at the same time. So, apologies for that. We'll do the best that we can. We don't have things like replays to help us out in this game, so we just do the best job we can. But now we've got Gotney Weeb right on the back of Kono in the Mercedes, and with the DRS he should be able to make a move into turn 1 for P4, although Kono is fighting back on the outside and he has held on to P4. Gotney Weeb then getting very sideways on the exit of turn 2, and somehow Kono was able to get the DRS rather than Gotney Weeb, so he's able to defend that position and stay in 4th place.
That was a great move by Kono, really well planned, and drifts around. That's a sideways Mercedes, and you don't want to be doing that too often, especially on lap 5, because your tires are going to just completely fall off the cliff. And I think there's a Haas, I think that's the Wienerback possibly, who's spun on the exit of turn 3, gets himself going again, but don't want to be doing none of those medium tires. But look at Broomhandle and Bamboo. They're kind of interlocked in the battle of their own, so I'm not sure if they want to be battling or just kind of follow each other, help each other out with some DRS, and try to catch Granty Boy. Granty Boy right now 5 seconds in front, already on lap 5, so pulling a Seb Vettel from his Red Bull days. He was, 4-time world champion, just completely blitzing the field. Obviously, X-Breezy crashing out kind of helped that gap a little bit, but Granty Boy right now putting on kind of a masterclass of just gapping the field.
I wonder, though, if Bamboo's pace as he makes a move on the inside of Broomhandle in the McLaren, if Bamboo has, the pace potentially to keep up with Granty Boy, or at least match his pace, now that he's got through this traffic in the opening few laps. He's now in second place, and that gap is just under 5 seconds. So now we'll get a few laps maybe to see if he can close in.
Oh my goodness, Turkey Whacker Juan and D-Swish really going at it in the first few corners, and looks like Turkey Whacker has, I think, either defended or made up a position. But D-Swish also, remember, he started down quite low in the field, so he's making up a lot of positions, and is just playing it nice and safe and smart at the moment, which is good to see.
Just wondering, Professional, do you think that for the guys who started at the front on the soft tyres, are they going to be able to pull off the one stop tonight and do a soft to hard strategy?
If they do, they're going to need to extend their soft tire stint by a few laps compared, more than they would want to make those hard tires last. I think if I was on the soft tires right now, I think I'd be a bit more aggressive, which obviously is, if you saw me last season, that's not me, that's not my style, but I'm going to try to change that for this season. But maybe pit a little bit early, maybe pit at the end of lap 4, go to the medium tire, and then do a soft medium, because I think that pace advantage of the medium tire to the hard tire, especially around a track like this, can be very beneficial. And the hard tire, it can last for a long time. It's a good race tire, but it may not just have the pace to do, plus a safety car as well. So I'm not sure if the soft to hard will be the optimum strategy, but it'll be interesting to watch as Juan gets past, or is attempting to get past the Red Bull of D-Swish, so they're going side by side on the front straight. He was the last of the late breakers, and Juan tries to hold it around the outside, and a little bit of contact, but the Red Bull of D-Swish hangs on for the moment. So good battling there between those two.
Just while we were talking actually about the strategies, I noticed that Blim Machine and Kono, they have now pitted from the soft tyres, so they did 6 laps on the softs and they've now put on the mediums, so they are definitely on a 2-stop strategy. But interestingly, Turkey Whacker, who is now 8 seconds behind Fire Up Flow and was holding up a big train. What has happened to De Gaston? He's out of the race. Oh, and he's crashed.
Oh, he must have gotten on that exit curb, which might have just shot his car sideways and into that wall. That's happened to me many times. If you're too aggressive on that exit curb, you just lose the rear a little bit and just snaps on you, and there's nothing you can do unless you have, amazing alien reflexes, which, I don't think none of us have. But yeah, shame for De Gaston. That's both Alfa Romeos out of the race.
Yep, Granty's in the pits, so he's making the most of the VSC, and I think Bamboo is doing the same. Broomhandle as well. Got Weave and Fire Up Flow as well. Yeah, this is a great opportunity for those guys to get a cheap pit stop, and it does look like, well, Bamboo's on the hards, Broomhandle is on the hard tyres, Granty has gone for the mediums, so for those drivers...
Fireflow's going to get slowed down. They're double stacking the AlphaTauri boys.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's not going to work out for Fire Up Flow, as we're back to green flag racing again. That has worked out beautifully for Granty Boy, because he has held on to his lead. He's 5.8 seconds now ahead of Juan, so that's a beautiful result for the Haas.
And right now, Juan, Turkey, and El Capitan, they're have vaulted themselves up into the top 4, but they have not pit yet, so they're going to fall back down the standings a little bit. But for the time being, in a very, very good position. Loser on that one, I think, was Fire Up Flow, because just getting held up by his teammate, unfortunately. But I want to point out this. Granty Boy put on the medium tires. Bamboo, who was in P2 before the VSC, has put on the hard tire. So already we have some different strategies with the top guys, and I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. Very reminiscent of last season for Silver Class, and I think for Platinum Class as well, when some of the top guys had some different strategies. The Wienerback has a penalty, and I think that might be for oh God, I don't know, maybe speeding the pit lane, or no, it can't be. Can be corner cutting?
El Capitan just went wide. Oh, and El Capitan has taken out Bamboo
Oh my goodness.
in turn 12. I just was watching.
Oh, watching a re-entry. Oh, jeez.
El Capitan tried to make a move on Turkey Whacker at turn 11 at the end of the DRS straight and completely ran wide, which then allowed Bamboo to get really close to him, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know what happened, but all of a sudden Bamboo was spinning round, and the man who put on the hard tyres and looked potentially like he was in a really strong position, and now he's having to pit again. And he doesn't have another set of hard tyres.
No, he doesn't. He's going to have to put on the medium tires, so his strategy is very compromised. He must be fuming inside that Renault cockpit, because he must have been thinking, okay, I'm in a good position. I put on the hard tire. You know, just watch. I'm gonna win this race. And now he's down in P14. So things can change just like that here in F1. Wow.
Courtney Weave just dived down the inside of Nico John for 5th place, but Nico John is sort of out of sequence at the moment because he has not pitted since the start of the race. He's on 8-lap-old medium tyres. Courtney Weeb, on the other hand, on the fresh mediums, and in front of him, Broomhandle is now effectively in 2nd place on the hards, and he's closing in on his teammate Turkey Whacker, who's being a bit zealous, I'd say, in terms of the track limits and pushing them maybe a bit further than he should be, but he should allow his teammate through shortly, I would imagine. But Granty Boy has just set the fastest lap of the race. I think it was a 128.9, and his lead now is effectively about 14 seconds to Broomhandle in... Well, Broomhandle's in 3rd, but Juan in 2nd is another driver who still needs to make a pit stop.
Yeah, Broomhandle in a very, very good position, just kind of picking them off as other drivers around him have been making mistakes. So, you know, I think, like we said at the beginning of the show, if you're patient and kind of play it smart, you can really gain a lot of positions. That's exactly what Broomhandle has done. And, you know, McLaren gave the team orders to, you know, let Broomhandle go. Turkey Whacker moved over on the straight, or just kept his line. He's on a different strategy, as we can see. But the next person that I'm watching would be probably Gottney Weeb, Kano, and probably Nip Steven. Nip Steven, we know from last season, has extremely good race pace and really can make a difference in the race himself. So I'm going to watch Nip Steven for the rest of the race and see kind of where he ends up.
I'm just on board with Lim Machine, who was almost pushing Nico John through turn 10, and then he's made the move up down the inside at turn 11. Kind of felt like Nico John moved out of the way slightly, didn't want to impede Blin Machine too much, but Blin's doing a pretty good job at the moment in P7. Once the two medium tyre runners Juan and Turkey Whacker come into the pits and change those tyres, he may well gain a couple more spots. Although, now that I think about it, for Juan and Turkey Whacker, they've done enough laps here to be able to comfortably do the one stop by switching to the hard tyres, so they might actually be in a pretty good position if a lot of the drivers around them do have to make a second pit stop.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've managed their tires pretty well, and must have done something with the setup to kind of protect those rear tires. Bahrain being quite the tire eater, especially on their rears. So good job to them so far. It seemed like it's settled down for the time being, so we can both kind of breathe a little bit. It's been action-packed for the first 11 laps. We still have over half the race to go, so we'll see what happens. We've already had a VSC, and we'll hopefully don't have a safety car, because that would mean one car out of the race. But you never know. Here at Bahrain, I think it was last season, in Platinum, I think we had 2 or 3 safety cars. And if you remember, we had a safety car with I think 3 or 4 laps to go. That was a little sprint, to the end, which was just insane and within itself.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't have particularly fond memories of Bahrain here last season. I was involved in a pretty big crash. I think it was with
that's right, I think.
Fatal
Yeah, I think I
around
remember.
at turn 13. I think if you go through the TCR YouTube videos archive, you could see the highlights from that week and see the crash that I was involved in, which pretty much ruined my race. Yeah, so not great memories for me there. Hopefully Thursday will go a bit better this time around. Gottney Weebs just got past Turkey Wacker for P4, so I would think that for those guys who are still on the mediums, 11 laps, Turkey Wacker and Juan have both been on the medium tyres now. They must be starting to feel pretty bad on the tyre wear front, and it seems to be affecting their pace, as Kono is now right on the back of Turkey Wacker and nearly goes into the back of him there at turn 8.
Oh, Blinn. Jeez, save that. I just saw Blinn kind of go sideways. I thought he was going to go off to
Oh, and
to Narnia
Turkey
or something.
Wacker has had a problem there with Kono.
Oh, jeez.
I saw some front wing flying off for Turkey Wacker, so maybe that was, I don't know, an aggressive move from Kono which sort of backfired, and well, it has backfired because Blinn has moved up ahead of the Mercedes, or has he? They're going side by side around turn 13, and Kono is holding on to that position for the time being.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my heart stopped. I thought the McLaren and the Red Bull were about to take each other out, and Blinn did an amazing job at preventing that from happening, but something's happening with Blinn. I think the car is just not responding to his inputs at all, and it's running wide and no grip and no traction. So I wonder if just overheating the tires, but he's only on 5-lap-old mediums. So I'm wondering what's going on with Blinn right now.
Yeah, he's just got through ahead of Turkey Wacker once again, but I wasn't on board with Kono, but I was watching him at the time and just sort of saw Blinn in the background slowing down quite a lot, and couldn't quite see why that was happening, and then it looked like there was contact with Turkey Wacker, so a bit of a strange incident there.
Yeah, I was on board with Blinn, and he just lost the car and was in a massive slide, so I think he just had to slam on the brakes to save that from spinning, or from going into the McLaren of Turkey Wacker. So.
Yeah. Blinn Machine, of course, a bit of a favourite in TCR. He is our Platinum class commentator, and also a bit of a veteran in Silver class as well. He did finish second in the championship back in season 9. I remember that championship went down to the wire, I think, at Mexico, and he just missed out. And then last season didn't have the best of luck at times, but did manage to get the one victory in Australia, I remember.
Oh, that was one of my favorite races. I remember that one, and that was a good one to watch. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, so hopefully he can produce some better form this season and be up there challenging for a few more podiums and victories. It would certainly be nice to see. As now I'm seeing Nip Stephen. He was right behind Turkey Wacker, but Turkey Wacker has finally pitted after 13 laps on the medium tyres, so that's his one pit stop done for the race. I'm just wondering about Nip Stephen here, professional. He's done 8 laps so far on the hard tyres. We've got 15 laps remaining. We're not even at half distance yet in this Grand Prix, which is crazy. I feel like it's been a lot longer than 14 laps already with the amount that's happened. But do you think Nip Stephen can get to the end on this set of hard tyres?
Yeah, it's going to be really close, I think, because that's 8 laps, and we have, if my math is correct, 15 more to go. So what's 8? 15, that's 23 laps on the hard tires. It's possible. You're not going to be the fastest man on track at the end of the race. I can guarantee you that. So if there's a late safety car, it might be smart to put himself on the soft tires and just kind of blitz with the field. So Nip Stephen is kind of on the limit now for tire life. So I'm going to watch the gap between him and Blinn Machine. He was 3.8 seconds just a few corners ago, now up to 4.7, so I'm not sure. Those hard tires just do not seem to be working at the moment. Fire Up Flow is right behind Nip Stephen and 3-lap younger hard tires, and we'll see what Fire Up Flow can do with Nip Stephen. As Juan pits on his medium tire, so he'll probably put on the hards and go to the end of the race. And that will elevate Kano into P4 and Blinn up to P5. So a lot of positions gained for those drivers. Blinn actually makes it past Kano into turn 1. That was a really good move, actually.
Yeah, and he cuts off Kono nicely there in turn 2 as well to ensure that he holds on to that position. So P4 for Blin. Granty's lead is now 20 seconds at the front, which is obviously massively impressive, but it also means, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how long a pit stop here lasts, but I think Granty Boy is getting into a position where if he does make a second pit stop, which we are predicting that he will have to do, then he would still emerge in the lead of this race.
That's impressive. That is mighty impressive. We'll see what happens with him, but I'm kind of predicting Granty Boy to... He should win the race. I don't want to commentate, curse him or anything, but he's in a very, very good position, I'll just say that. Juan came out right in front of Kruner, and Kruner is on 10-lap-old medium tires, Juan on new hard tires, and Kruner almost ran in the back of him, but had to slam on the brakes. So Juan is set for a pretty good points finish tonight, which he'll be very, very happy with for Racing Point. His other teammate Tafor down in P16, so whatever Juan can do to bring him some points for Racing Point will be a very positive for that team for the season. Let's see, who else do we got? Fire Up Flow. Nip Steven dives into the pits, so that's, I don't know, that's early. He's only in 10-lap-old hard tires. He must have felt that they just weren't working and best to get off him. He puts on the soft tires. Why is he doing that? That's a strange strategy, and that's a slow pit stop as well.
Oh, has he had a wing change maybe?
I think so. So maybe that's why. Wing damage and hard tires, not a good combo around Bahrain. So we were thinking Nip Steven could make it to the front. I'm kind of skeptical of that at the moment. Going to rejoin down in P14, right in front of Rockstar. Rockstar, one of our new drivers in Silver Class.
That's an odd choice, isn't it? I mean, how many laps have we got left? 13 or 14 laps to go, and he's put on the soft tyres. That's a strange decision for me, to me anyway. And I think the same to you as well. Professional. I was just
not something that I would choose to do. Let's just say that.
No, definitely not. I was just watching Kruner coming through the middle sector, and we had the beautiful helicopter camera shot from overhead. So I just wanted to kind of enjoy that for a few moments. It would be great if Codemasters could allow us to access that camera angle a bit more often, I think, and certainly with F1 2021, the game hopefully coming around in the not too distant future, it would be great if they could add that feature just to allow us to use the helicopter shot a bit more often.
Yeah, I agree. I think, that would be awesome to see. Really see the gaps kind of change between the drivers, corner to corner. You can kind of see the strengths and the weaknesses of every driver, and how they kind of take certain lines and their braking and all that stuff. That stuff really intrigues me. Playing iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione, you can do that helicopter view, and I look at that all the time. It's so interesting to see. So I really wish Codemasters would implement that. Who knows, with EA Sports taking over, they might already have that, because I know they have multiple camera angles for a lot of their current games already. So hopefully we see that in the next iteration of F1. That'd be really cool.
Absolutely. I'm gonna just try and stay positive on the the EA taking over Codemasters side of things. I know that there's a lot of people that are making all kinds of jokes about DLCs and paying extra to access certain features, which has kind of been done to death at this point. So I'm not going to go down that road. I'm just going to say that hopefully F1 continues or improves as a gaming franchise anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that made a good product, and I can't wait to see what they do, especially with the new cars coming in 2020. Oh, and Nip Steven, he's off on the soft tires. He just lost it. There was no contact at all, and I was right on board with, who was it? I don't know, somebody, but I just saw Nip Steven. The rear just went round, and Drifty Boy in the Mercedes.
Oh, and someone else is off.
Who?
There's a
Wienerback, right? Yeah, the Wienerback.
Yeah.
But Nip Steven, man, I'll tell you what, his race is not going to plan tonight. I mean, a very odd strategy, and then spinning it at the exit of turn 12, turn 13 area on soft tires, so that's completely destroyed that. How unfortunate for Nip Steven.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him dive into the pits and retire a bit further down the line in this race, to be quite honest, the way things have gone for him, but he's soldiering on at the moment. Maybe he wants to go for a fastest lap. And, well, I mean, a points finish isn't out of the question for him at this stage. He's in P14.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen in Formula 1. Bamboo has recovered to P10. We saw him in the wars earlier. He had an incident with... oh, who was it? I think El Capitan it was, in the Ferrari,
yes.
who he hit the back of. And, yeah, Bamboo lost his front wing, the defending champion in silver class. Certainly have great memories of watching the season finale from season 10 in Mexico. Professional, I don't know about you, but that was such an exciting conclusion.
That was insane. Oh,
yeah.
That was good memories, and how stressed were we, and let alone the drivers at the Mexican finale. Nip Steven just yeeting past Rockstar. So got the soft tires working again. The Williams drivers were having a nice little battle, and Rockstar probably telling his teammate, Nico, come on, let's go, and I'm faster than you, let me pass. And so I'm not sure where that call is. They're going to go side by side into turn 1, and there's contact between the teammates. That's not what you want to be doing here. Both of them new drivers. Well, actually, Nico is a reserve driver, so Rockstar won't be, or Nico won't be too impressed by that. But Rockstar possibly just wanted to get past and just get on with his race. Little drama between the Williams drivers.
Yeah, I think Rockstar was just stamping his authority there, saying, get out of the way. I'm the full-time driver here, not you. just stay out of my way and let me race. But yeah, that was quite forceful from the Williams driver. But it seemed to be fair at the same time.
Yeah, I think no harm, no foul. Bamboo. So we got this little train. El Capitan in P8, D-Swish P9, and Bamboo right behind him. Bamboo seems to be on, well, he's the same tire age, medium tires as El Capitan, but seems to have the pace over D-Swish. So, and we know that Bamboo is extremely good on his ERS, probably one of the best at conserving, still at 67%, compared to D-Swish, who's at 40%, and El Capitan, who's at 0%. So Bamboo flies past the Red Bull. So, next one on the list for Bamboo is El Capitan, and misses braking and almost hits the rear, has to avoid that, and wow, so that didn't really work out for the Renault driver at all. Back to where he started.
We've just seen Kono and Gottney Weeb pitting for the second time this evening. Gottney Weeb has put on another set of fresh medium tyres. Kono's gone for the softs, so he's got 9 laps of running on the soft tyres to go. So potentially we could see some quick laps from the Mercedes driver, who's clinging on to the last point paying position at the moment.
Little argy-bargy between Turkey Wacker and Nip Steven at the moment. Nip Steven wants to get past, and Turkey Wacker is not making it easy. Turkey Wacker on the hard tires, and Nip Steven trying to go around the outside of turn, 10? And Turkey Wacker and just closes the door. Pushes Nip Steven off the track, and Nip Steven is... he's getting frustrated. I can tell, and that's not an overtaking spot.
Oh my goodness me.
Nip Steven, I
think things are getting a little heated between these two. That there was some very questionable driving there, and once again Nip Steven just making contact with the back of the McLaren in front of him. Nip Steven also is running low on fuel, I can see from his onboard display, but he's diving down the inside now into the final corner, and now he looks to have got that move done, although
no, Turkey is coming back at him.
Turkey came back at him again.
Oh, the Renault! What's the Renault doing? Crooner's deciding, you guys just keep battling, I want to take both of you guys.
And now Nip Steven diving down the inside.
Oh, good God. Oh, 3 wide and turn 2. This is not...
Oh, and that was always going to happen.
Oh, and Turkey's gone! That was always going to end badly. That was always going to end in tears. We knew that, and there's the
Oh my
Not a good rejoin
goodness.
by Turkey Whacker. What is going on? The scenes here at Bahrain, it's intensified the past lap, and I don't know what we just saw, but
Yeah, that was. You just had that feeling, watching the way that those two were driving, Turkey Whacker and Nip Steven, that something was going to
yeah.
happen, and now both of them have dropped back. So yeah, questionable driving from those two there. But anyway, we move on, and we've got a battle here for P4 as Juan in the Racing Point is being caught by Gotney Weeb in the AlphaTauri, who just pitted for fresh medium tyres.
Blin Machine, look at him. He's on fresh, so he could be looking at a P4 finish potentially. But Juan is doing an excellent job. I have to give it to him. 6-lap-old hard tires and is in P5, so he's really nailed the strategy today and driven really, really well. So far, I think he would be my driver of the day.
Yeah, certainly would be a contender for that. I'm just looking at the lead that Granty Boy has, though, as Blin Machine. Who was that? Oh, I think that was a lap car getting out of his way there. The other Racing Point of T4. So, Blin Machine, I thought was gaining a position, but no, he's still in P6. But, Granty Boy, his first race in the league, and his lead is 40 seconds now over
40 seconds.
Fire Upflow in P2 in the AlphaTauri. So he's just driven an absolutely incredible race. I don't know if he's planning to pit either, for the softs or the mediums or whatever. We've got a yellow flag.
Might as well. That's Nip
around
Steven.
turn 8. That's Nip Steven again.
Wonder what happened. I hope no contact, but maybe just as overheated as soft tires, they're done.
Yeah, that wouldn't be surprising, the way he's been driving very aggressively. Probably just taking the life completely out of those tyres. Broomhandle now sets the fastest lap, 127.1 on the fresh soft tyres, so now he's got some pace.
Look at him to catch Fire Upflow in the next few laps. Only 3.5 seconds, and not 3.3, 3.2. I think Broomhandle is in a very, very fine position for second place tonight. But, looking back to Granty Boy, with a 40-second gap, I would just be on the safe side and just maybe pit for fresh softs, set the fastest lap, and just, make it a Grand Slam.
Yeah, he's in a great position to make that possible. And he can pit whenever, he's got such a big lead. He doesn't have to worry about anyone getting in his way or anything. He's just... And who's that in the pits? It is Granty Boy. Granty Boy in the pits now.
So, he's heard me.
Yeah, he must be listening. And what tyre? It looks like he's going to be putting on the soft tyres, which obviously makes sense with only 5 or 6 laps to go. And he'll have a chance to set the fastest lap, and as you say, Professional, take the Grand Slam of pole position, winning the race, fastest lap. I don't know if he's led every lap as well, but he probably has.
Do you have to lead every lap to make it a Grand Slam?
No, I think there's another name for that if you lead every lap of the race as well. I might have to look that up.
Super Grand Slam.
Yeah. Or the Lewis Hamilton or the Sebastian Vettel of Red Bull days or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man, what a race. I have to say, some emotions are running high tonight, or they were running high before things ended in tears. But, that's what you get with the first race of the season. You have all the ups and all the downs and everything within, so it's been quite the race.
Yeah, and interesting with the tyre strategies as well. We've had a few drivers taking the 2-stop rather than the 1-stop. Fire Upflow, as you mentioned before, doing such a good job on these hard tyres. But Broomhandle is now within DRS range, and on the fresh softs you would imagine that move is going to be done quite soon. If not here, and it hasn't been done here, it'll probably be done at turn 1 with the DRS straight available to Broomhandle there.
Yeah, I think it's just going to bide his time and just play it smart. And he doesn't need to pass here. He doesn't need to, get on the inside. Fire Upflow getting a little defensive, which is fine. But I think Fire Upflow Fire Up Flow knows it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and he went a bit wide there for good measure. That's just going to hand it to Broomhandle completely on a plate, and he is in second position in this Grand Prix, lap 25.
Thank you, and see you later.
Yeah, never in any doubt. So now for Fire Up Flow, if he wants to stay on the podium, he's got 6 seconds to Gottney Weeb, his teammate, behind him. So maybe, I don't know if those two are in a party chat together. Maybe Fire Up Flow will just be saying, "Hey man, come on, let me have this one. Don't put any pressure on me in these closing laps. Let's just get a good points total here for finishing third and fourth."
Yeah, it'd be a great team result, and then they would actually take the lead of the constructors, finishing P3 and 4. And these guys were actually teammates last year, Fire Up Flow and Gottney Weeb, and I think they were in their Mercedes. Correct me though if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I do remember seeing those guys in the silver arrows, or the black arrows as it became.
Now the black and the silver arrows with the new Mercedes livery revealed today.
Yep, and a little bit of red as well. That's something we could talk about, I suppose. From your perspective, Professional, what have you made of the car reveals so far for 2021 and the liveries?
I've been quite impressed. I think this is the first season in a long time that we have just more color on the grid this year. You know, with Alpine today or this morning with their red, white, and blue French livery. I think that's very striking. I love it. And Mercedes is a lot cleaner, but I love how it's black and goes into kind of the silver with the red and then the blue Petronas colors. I think the Mercedes looks really, really good. Red Bull is obviously, I mean, that's Red Bull. It hasn't been changed since really 2007, 2008. Alfa Romeo, though, that is probably my favorite so far. It is so crisp and so clean, and oh man, it just looks so good. So I can't wait to drive the Alfa Romeo on Thursday. I kind of wish we were driving the 2021 livery, to be honest. But that's my favorite so far. And then we can't wait for Aston Martin. I think that's tomorrow or the next day.
Tomorrow.
So we'll have red, white, and blue for Alpine, the green for Aston Martin, the red for Ferrari, Red Bull, obviously, Alfa Romeo's clean looking car. Haas, I don't really know what they're going to do, but yeah, so far I'm impressed, and yeah, it's not going to be dull. Let's say that.
I think there's a huge amount of expectation on this Aston Martin reveal tomorrow. You know, there's a lot of people out there that really are interested to see what they've got, and if they have gone for the green, which we are all expecting them to do, then that would be pretty awesome. I imagine, I hope so, if they get the design right, and you know, it will be a really, really beautiful car.
I think so. I think with that British Racing green, maybe with a few white stripes and stuff like that, I think or some white accents, I think that'd be really, really cool. But it's nice to see all the teams kind of, doing their respective liveries. McLaren orange, Ferrari red, Red Bull obviously their colors, Aston Martin British Racing green, Alfa Romeo red and white, stuff like that. Williams white, obviously Mercedes black and silver. So it's nice to see, them, staying true to their identity and to who they are. It's nice to see.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. Just a quick reminder, as we're sort of getting towards the end of the opening race of the season here in TCR Season 11 Silver Class. TCR is proud to announce that we have partnered up with Sticky Fingers Canada to provide the lead with a line of merchandise and apparel, and we're kicking things off with a line of stickers with multiple options available for purchase on the TCR website right now. And for anyone watching this, you could win a Season 11 sticker sheet this week in our season opener giveaway, and in order to qualify for that, all you have to do is the following steps. So make sure you're subscribed to the TCR YouTube channel, and also hit the like button on this video. Share the video on your social media, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those, and make sure that you tag TCR as well in that post. And leave us a comment in the chat or in the comments down below if you're watching this, after the race has been streamed, to let us know that you've done all those steps. And we'll be giving away one sticker sheet for each class stream this week, and the 3 winners will be drawn and announced on Friday on our social media pages. So, yep, 3 sheets being given away this week, and just a quick reminder as well that we are obviously in silver class tonight, but we will be back tomorrow night for the first round of golden class, obviously at the same track, the Sakir International Circuit in Bahrain. And then on Thursday night will be the first round of platinum class, where you can see myself, Chatty Duck, and my colleague here, 007 Professional, driving as teammates for the Alfa Romeo team. And I know that I'm pretty excited to get that partnership going and get the new season underway too. So, yep, be sure to check in tomorrow night and Thursday night, 8:15 Eastern Time.
I'm excited. Hopefully we can score some points together. Shame seeing Alfa Romeo tonight not score anything in both DNF. So hopefully we both finish on Thursday and bring home a nice haul of points. But just here to have fun. So excited to race alongside you, Chatty, this season and see what we can bring to the team. Final lap now. Granty Boy just going through Sector 2 at the moment. It's been an absolute masterclass from him from the very start, from lap 1, turn 1. Just has commanded the race from the front. Currently 30 seconds in front of Broomhandle. Broomhandle also doing a fantastic job to bring that McLaren to the podium on his debut for TCR. So I'm really excited to see him. And then Fire Up Flow and Gotney Weave, the Alpha Tauri boys, bringing it up in P3 and P4. So really good job from him, or from them. Sorry, and then Blue Machine rounding out the top 5 at the moment. Only 1.4 seconds behind Gotney Weave. And it's on the soft tire, so I think if he had 1 more lap or 2 more laps, Blue Machine might have been able to mount a challenge on Gotney Weeb. But it is a Granty Boy. You want to bring him across the line, Chatty?
Yep. The newcomer to silver class in his first race, Granty Boy wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, the Season 11 opener in TCR silver class. What a fantastic drive from the Englishman. Pole position, fastest lap, and the victory. Doesn't get any better than that.
I bet he's got a big smile on his face inside that helmet. Well done to him. And now we wait for our next driver up, Broomhandle, rounding out the last corner to finish a spectacular P2. He must be thrilled with that result. So great job to him. And then Fire Up Flow coming across the line in P3, and Gotney Weave P4. Blue Machine only 1.1 seconds behind, rounding out the top 5. And then we have Juan, who's really pulled out a great result tonight, and just starting his racing point back and forth across the line just shows how excited he is for that. So well done to him. Kano bringing up the next position in P7, and then D-Swish P8. Crooner, a good comeback drive for the Renault boys, P9, P10, so at least they got a double points finish. But let's be honest, it's not something that they were really expecting here tonight. They expected to be a little farther up, so they'll probably have a kind of a long debrief and wondering what happened and how they can prevent that from happening again.
Yeah, and certainly that for Bamboo, the defending champion from Season 10, he was having a pretty good run early on in the Grand Prix. He was in second, trying to chase down Granty Boy in front of him, but then I think it was after the first round of pit stops that he had a collision with El Capitan, which just ruined his race. He had to pit for a new wing, and since then was scrapping down in the lower portion of the points. Codemasters have given driver of the day to Juan, so
I would agree.
Yeah,
he is my driver of the day as well.
Yeah, it was certainly an excellent drive from him, but at the same time I feel personally that I can't look past Granty Boy as a new driver in the league. That was such a dominant performance, and potentially ominous signs for the other drivers. Although we did see a few guys falling away here who could potentially have challenged him. You know, Breezy early on, and also Bamboo. But yeah, superb drive from Granty to kick off the season.
Yeah, I'm going to be inviting the top 3. Who is Granty Boy, Broomhandle, and Fire Up Flow. So they'll be joining us in the comms box here shortly for a few post-race interview questions.
I have to say as well that those guys, so Juan and Fire Upflow, who did that one-stop strategy and run the hard tires for so long, and their fastest laps were 3 or 4 seconds slower than some of the guys around them. So they've really done a great job to excuse me, to maintain the positions that they did. P3 for Fire Upflow and Juan finishing P6. Great performances there. Blim Machine 5th place. Good to see him having a good result. And obviously Broomhandle, who we mentioned before, who's commentated for TCR before. Good to see those names featuring so high up in the order. So I think 007 Professional, we have all the podium drivers with us now, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We have all of our guys here. So we'll go ahead and start with our interview questions. I'm going to start with P3, actually, who was Fire Upflow. Really, really good result, actually, to all of our podium finishers and our winner, Granty Boy. Fire Upflow, what a crazy race tonight. Kind of just tell us kind of the start of the race, how it went for you, and kind of your mindset throughout the race, and how you managed to pull off a P3 tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Happy, great way to start the season, but I lost a few places at the beginning, and my mentality going into that first corner was it's a long race, and I started to get squeezed, and instead of trying to stick with it, I just backed out, let a few people pass, and just kind of moved on with the race. Had a few battles at the beginning, and then honestly just stayed consistent. I pitted under that BSC. I think I should have gone one more lap because I pitted right behind my teammate knowingly. I thought but after that I just came out and I don't even know, 23 laps or whatever, 22 laps, and just stayed consistent the whole time. And yeah, the back half of the race was boring, but that's always good sometimes. So yeah, it's good.
Awesome, nice job. Chad, do you have anything?
Yeah, you mentioned there about how long you were running those hard tires. How was the tire wear, especially towards the end of the race?
I was at, I think, 73 or 75 on my back left.
Wow.
I originally planned to go 8 or 9 laps on the soft, and I went in on the 7th. So I knew it was going to be a little sketchy at the end, but it worked out.
You're right. It did work out. You weren't comfortable at the end by any means. I think you had your teammate behind who was got an E-Weeb, and then you also had Blim Machine barreling down on you, but you managed to hold on to. Again, nice job on the P3, and it sets you up for a really, really strong season 11. Only 12 races, like we mentioned before, so every point will count, and every race is important to play it smart and just drive smart.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, moving on to our finisher in P2, who was Broomhandle. Broomhandle has been a commentator before for TCR, and as me and Chatty mentioned, it's great to see him on the track tonight, and a wonderful debut in the McLaren. So Broomhandle, just tell us kind of about your race and how you managed to actually jump quite a few people and get on the podium tonight.
Hello, everyone. I cannot believe what has just happened. I have literally no words, but of course I'm here to talk about what has just happened. Firstly, thank you so much for having me in TCR. It's an absolute privilege to be at the pinnacle of racing in league racing. And to start off with a race debut in Silver Class of Season 11, I can't believe what's just happened. I'm literally speechless over what has just happened. It was an amazing race, really was. Qualifying was incredible. I was not expecting to be that high up, and we had the pace. We really did. We were able to put in a great pace to set a good lap, firstly in the first part of qualifying, and then we ended up with P3, which was an absolutely phenomenal achievement. And then the race just went really smoothly, I think, at the first start of the lap. A little bit of contact at the start, but I don't know if I think it was pretty much all clean afterwards. And then throughout the race, I just kept it consistent. And my teammate and my race engineer, big shout out to those two as well. Great guys. Those two helped me out with the result that we got here today, and couldn't have done it without them. But yeah, literally no words. Absolutely incredible. P2, a wonderful debut. TCR's made my day today.
That's awesome. I think we can see your smile on the screen. Must be a Daniel Ricciardo smile. So, going to do a shoey for us.
I wish if I was in real life, if this was like in real life at a real Bahrain Grand Prix, I would absolutely do it.
Awesome, man. That's great. I'm hoping to see you a lot more on the podium. It looks like you got the pace. Looks like you got the car figured out. And it must be a privilege to drive that McLaren. So again, good job tonight. Chad, you got anything?
Yeah, well, just following on from what you said there about hopefully getting some more good results. Like you said that you were surprised tonight, Broom, with how well you ended up doing. What are your sort of expectations, or do you have any goals in mind for how you see this season panning out, or where you'd like to finish in the championship?
That's a great question. Yeah, after this result, I think it just shows what the team can do. As Sean mentioned there, that the driving for McLaren is such a privilege. It really is. I think we can get a great result with the team, with McLaren. I think me and Turkey as teammates are going to really help bring the team up to the top level of TCR Season 11 Silver Class. But expectations for the future, I think we can really put in a very good performance. I think it showed here today how good we were when it came to consistency, strategy, pace, everything you can think of right there. But yeah, hope for many more results like that in the future of TCR Silver Class.
Awesome. Well, again, good job tonight, Broom Handle, and go and relax. I think you deserve it. So we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. See you later.
Cheers.
Good night. All right, moving on to the man of the hour, and I just can't believe how much of a dominant performance that you put on. But Granty Boy, that was absolutely unbelievable the way you drove tonight, the way you handled yourself, and put it on pole, fastest lap, P1. I mean, what more could you ask? That was a spectacular performance. So go ahead and tell us kind of what happened. I'm sure, with no drama, it was maybe not the most exciting race, but still very, very satisfying, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. It was, I thought the turn one was quite exquisite. I thought Bricks might have had it. Into turn one, it was very clean, kept the space, and obviously I overtook him again and carried on with it. I don't know what happened to him. I felt quite gutted. He might have hit the curb or something, but yeah, it was. He went away, and I thought safety car might have come out, and then third place did it as well. He was, I don't know, it felt like he was gaining on me, and then something happened to him as well, and I thought, well, this is sort of in the bag now, and just sort of keeping the tyre wear, and yeah, just going ahead with the rest of the race of what was going on. Virtual safety car come out, perfect timing for me to go into the mediums. I did feel like I had the pace today, and obviously when I had that sort of 20-21 second gap, I thought, well, I was just pitting on the softs that everyone else did in the end, and yeah, I just thought I'd go for the full 26 points today.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Chatty, you got anything?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to say, Granty, it's good to see you here in TCR. Just for anyone who doesn't know, we race each other on Mondays in another league. I've been on the end of quite a few ass kickings from Granty in the past, so it's good to see him inflict some pain on other people rather than me for a change. But
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Tony.
yeah, good to have you, man. And just on the race, like, you were obviously on the two-stop strategy because you started on the softs. Were you ever sort of concerned about being overtaken by the guys that were on the hards doing the one stop, or did you just feel like you were in control pretty much the whole time?
Obviously the one guy that I was looking out for was the guy that was going ahead on the hard tyres, that I knew that pitted early. I can't remember his name, as I would have said, so I do apologise about that. And yeah, obviously I knew the medium tyres was just really strong for the second half, well, for the first stint. And yeah, I just kept sort of gaining more time on them, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say, mate. To be fair, like once when I had that pace out there, and start gaining the time on the guys, I knew there was a free pit stop coming. Told me to pit a couple of laps earlier, but I thought I'd just try and stick out and just see what might have happened. Maybe a late safety car. Never know. So quite luckily in my hands, it was just the one virtual safety car today, and it was a good performance from everyone. To be fair, it was unlucky from a teammate. He's trying out on a new wheel, a bit of fun, but I do feel like he's going to have a bit of a change now and maybe go back to what he was originally going to be doing. And I'm hoping to see my teammate come up and bring some points to the Haas. But yeah, congrats to the top 3 today.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a stellar performance by the podium and really by all the drivers tonight. So again, congrats, and I'm sure we'll see many more dominating performances from you, Granty, in the future.
I'm hoping so. Yeah, I'm hoping to keep it going. So yeah, thank you very much.
Not a problem. Enjoy your night. Thanks.
Thank you, and you guys.
I just realised then so I'm in showroom obviously to show the cars, and then when Granty said he was in the Haas, I suddenly realised that I was on the Alfa Romeo screen rather than the Haas screen. So just changed that over quickly, but it was probably a bit too late. But never mind. We know what car he's in now. I won't make that mistake again.
Same engine, mate. It's fine.
yeah, they sound the same, right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, both Ferrari engines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, so that's pretty much it for the first race of Season 11 in Silver Class or in any class in TCR. So I guess all that really remains for me to say is thank you very much to everyone who's been watching tonight and left comments. Make sure to leave a like and all that good stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, the competition that we're running this week for the TCR sticker giveaway as part of our new partnership with Sticky Fingers Canada. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, the TCR YouTube channel, and hit the like button on this video. Share the video on your social media and tag TCR when you make that post. And make sure to leave a comment in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this back later on to let us know that you've done all those steps, and then we'll be having the draw an announcement on Friday for who has won a free TCR sticker sheet. And you can also do that for all 3 classes this week, so silver obviously tonight, golden class on Wednesday or tomorrow night, and platinum class on Thursday night. So yeah, again, thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to all the drivers, all the the administrators, the stewards, everyone involved in Trinity Competitive Racing. And thank you as well to my colleague S11 Professional for another good job alongside me in the booth tonight.
Yes, sir, man. That was a blast. I really had a good time, and if the next 11 races are anything like tonight, I think we're in for a treat. So I hope all the drivers enjoyed tonight and kind of what TCR is, and hopefully we had a good introduction to the new drivers on the grid. I just want to do a very, very quick shout out to our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec, who about 75% of our drivers use Fanatec gear. If you're looking to switch from pad to wheel, like Chatty Duck has recently, go ahead and use the link down in the description below and help support the channel and get yourself a wheel and pedals and join the fun. It's a ton of fun. So Fanatec gear is awesome. I'm really enjoying my stuff as well. And Chatty, I know you're just getting used to it. But yeah, I just wanted to shout them out. They've helped us tremendously. I think that's all we got. So yeah, let's go ahead and sign off.
Yeah, and that was a very good point actually about the Fanatec gear, because I have recently switched over from controller to Fanatec wheel, and honestly, it's the best decision I've ever made in terms of like racing F1. Like it's just such a
so
blast
much more
now.
immersive.
Yeah, so much more immersive, so much more fun. I would recommend it to absolutely anyone, and Fanatec is really just great gear. So, yep, again, thank you to them, our affiliate sponsor. And yeah, once again, thank you to everyone watching and involved in TCR and everything. And we will see you tomorrow night for the first round of Golden Class back here at the Bahrain Grand Prix, 8:15 Eastern Time. I think Seafreeze is going to be the lead commentator on that one, so that'll be good to hear from him. But yeah, until then, guys, thank you very much and take care. Cheers.